Guys, sometimes when engaging in serious discussions, usually this one about foreigners and South Africans, we need to be open-minded. We need to open our mind and our heart to understand, because these are serious, important discussions, and these don't need emotional people. And usually my people in South Africa, you guys tend to be too emotional and you lose the rationality of the conversation. So please, I advise you, listen to this message with an open mind. Put your emotions aside and listen properly to the message, because it's really a serious message. I believe personally as decent Q, and I'm not undermining South Africans. I'm not saying South Africans don't have the potential. I'm just saying, if foreigners left South Africa, closed all their shops, closed all their tech shops, closed all their spaza shops, closed all their saloons, closed all their clubs, everything foreigners own, South African people are not ready to take after what foreigners would have left. And foreigners, bear with me, I'm not talking about just Indian, Pakistani people selling in a tuck shop. There's foreigners who have salons, who do women hair, who do women makeup, who do women a lot of things, even nails, who do men hair, cut hair. There's those foreigners. There's foreigners, of course, and Nigerians who fix phones, Indians who fix phones. There's foreigners, Nigerians who own shops but don't sell food. They just sell amaketenishi, and they sell things you can use in your household. They sell amastofu, they sell whatever it is, not food, because foreigners don't just sell food. So there's foreigners who sell clothes, there's foreigners who sell shoes, fake shoes, who sell Crocs, cheaper, affordable. So including all these foreigners, if they were to leave South Africa, let's be honest, let's be objective and put the emotions aside. Do you think South Africans will take over after foreigners leaving? Do you think South Africans will occupy all the shops that are there in small street and continue with the business? Because the small street is foreigners owned. It's Indian owned, it's Chinese owned, it's Pakistani owned, Namibian owned. It's owned by foreigners. It's foreigners who are keeping the market of small street function. Majority of the market in Jozi, spaza shops, of course, even other shops that sell other things like clothes, sell things as essentially a blanket. It's usually owned by foreigners. I'm not saying South Africans don't own, but South Africans don't own those shops in numbers. So with that being said, majority of the shops owned by foreigners that are keeping the economy functioning. If those foreigners would leave, do you think South Africans will occupy all of those shops in those markets, or South Africans will just find something else to complain about? Because I don't think South Africans would occupy the shops if foreigners left. They would occupy them, but they would not sustain the loss of losing foreigners selling things and keeping the market functioning. They would never sustain it, because it's not a lot of business-minded South Africans. And if there is business-minded, it's not a lot of people who have the funds to open these businesses. And if maybe they have the funds, it's not a lot of people who can manage a business and keep it functioning, opening a business every day, extending until late. It's not a lot of us in South Africa who can do that. And that is not to undermine South Africans. It's just to observe reality. Because if the reality was that South Africans, they are business-minded, and they have the funds to open shops, they are willing to open shops, the reality would be, it would be a lot of businesses, a lot of tuck shops, a lot of shops that sell clothes, a lot of shops that sell whatever it is, wigs, a lot of salons that do hair, that do nails, that cut hair. If that was to be true, all of those shops, all of those salons would be majority owned by South Africans. But the reality is that not many South Africans are participating in the market. So that clearly means either South Africans, many of them, they don't have the funds. That's understandable. Secondly, clearly, not many South Africans are interested in business, opening a business, managing a business, and being consistent, dedicated in running that business. And thirdly, not many South Africans believe in themselves that they can do it. They have what it takes. So it's just analyzing reality. It's not hatred. It's not hating South Africans. It's not hating anyone. And instead of you looking at it like hatred, you would look at this as inspiration and motivation to prove a point that I'm a South African. This young man is talking PS. I can do this and I can prove it to him, and I can comment in the comment section and tell him where my business is located, where my business is located online. I can tell him, I can share my links of my business. I can tell this young man that I have a business as a South African man. I employed South Africans. You should be doing that instead of saying, young man, you don't know what you're talking about. Young man, you hate South Africans. Instead of shouting to a young man that a young man hates South Africans for pointing out certain things that are somehow reality to our existence, you can prove a point and say, no, young man, you are wrong. There is my business here. I'm a South African. I've employed 3 South Africans and I'm paying them salaries. So what are you saying, young man? Young man, you are wrong. I would appreciate a comment like that. I've never seen a comment like that in my YouTube channel. All the people claiming to be old, claiming that they have wisdom, and bashing me for being young, you don't know politics, you are short-sighted, you are still young, you're gonna learn life the hard way. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm not scared to learn life the hard way. I'm not scared to learn life. I'm a man after all. I'm not scared to go through it all, like it's expected as a man. I'm already expecting to go through life and have it harder because I'm a man, and I'm not gonna shy away from that. I'm gonna embrace that. I'm gonna wear it on my sleeve, and I'm gonna say, yes, I'm a man, and men have life harder because you're expected to perform. So I'm gonna embrace that. But you old people who are bashing me like that, I would appreciate you to show me what business you have started, to show me what company do you own, to show me how many South Africans you have invested in their businesses, to show me how many South Africans you're employing in your businesses, wherever you're creating employment. I would appreciate a comment like that. I would appreciate a link for you to show us your business and your business account on Instagram, your business account on TikTok, your business account on LinkedIn, your business account on Facebook. I will appreciate you, all people, same people trying to bash me as a young man. I will appreciate you to show us proof of what you have achieved as an old man, business-wise. Because you can achieve you take a house by a bond, you can achieve you have a family, you can achieve you buy a car. It's fine. Anyone can buy a car, anyone can buy a house, can rent a flat, anyone can create a family. But do you have a business that is paying taxes and also taking care of South Africans, the same South Africans defending day in, day out? Do you have something to prove to show that you actually care? But it is what it is. I'm just a young man. Thank you very much.